Hey everyone, welcome to another Good e-Reader review. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
We have here the Pocketbook Touch Lux 3, or the 626. This has an e-Encarta display, resolution is 1024 by 758, supports 19 languages, battery life is about a month, and there's many different colors, but we are kind of digging the gunmetal.
This is one of the few e-readers that come in something other than white or black. You'll see that most e-readers like the Amazon Kindle come in a standard black, but this one is actually quite nice. It looks nice too, not just the color, the design of everything. Unfortunately, it is a recessed screen, meaning there's a gap, it's not flush, but it does look nice otherwise. You have these nice buttons that you can press on the outside, so you don't always have to use both hands. You can kind of use one to change pages. There's nothing on the right side, nothing on the left. There's a couple clip ports up top. They're not speakers. A couple clip ports for peripheral cases and such. And on the bottom you have a SD card, a micro USB, and a power button. The back has a nice kind of hard rubbery plastic. And yeah, the e-reader is actually looking pretty good.
So this is the main UI. There's two different options to pull up menus, so we'll just click the top one first. You can initiate the frontlit settings, and we'll test that in a bit. Wi-Fi, sync, task manager, settings, and search. You can also log into your Adobe account, so you could load in ebooks that you borrowed from the library, ebooks that you purchased from other bookstores, and then you have a bunch of Pocketbook Cloud, Dropbox, ReadRate, Pocketbook Store, and so on. If you click here at the bottom, you can see all the different apps that you have. So, Sync, Gallery, Klondike, Chess, Calculator, Web Browser.
A couple of games, but you know, you're not coming here to play games, you're coming here for reading.
Let's just see how fast searching is. And this is a good time to point out the keyboard.
Keyboard's an unconventional QWERTY. You can see that the Q, A, and Z are right on top of each other, whereas on a real keyboard they're supposed to be staggered. So we'll just type in Good e-Reader. Navigating is a little bit slow. Just a lot of process it has to go through.
Yeah.
And mobile versions of websites show up instead of the desktop version unless you set it to that. So you can turn pages three different ways. You can swipe, tap, or press the physical button on the outside. So lots of different ways to do that. A single tap in the center will open up all your settings. You have different font settings here. You could change the point or the font size, the margins right there, the line spacing, and you can choose various different fonts. There's quite a bit of fonts here. See, you can swipe up, but it kind of thinks I'm clicking one for a split second before it does it, but there's like over 100 fonts. And then you have hyphenations. You can long press words. That'll give you ability to take notes, highlight, search Google, dictionary, or send.
One thing Pocketbook is really good for is dictionary support.
So you can alter things yourself, write it down differently, list of resembling words, etc., etc. So, really a lot of languages built into this thing. It's very slow. It's slow to load it. This is about 100 MB, but we've seen even Kindle Basics handle this better. I must mention one thing first. If you long press on something, it takes several seconds, but you can do notes and highlights on a PDF. And there's no other e-reader except the line of Amazon Kindles to be able to do that on a 6-inch e-reader. So we'll tap the middle. And that brings up your different modes and settings. You see sometimes it doesn't allow you to do things. So I've clicked on mode. That'll allow you to fit width, whole page, columns, or reflow. Reflow puts everything in a nice column in the way where it keeps the pictures and the text kind of stacked. Now we're going to do a pinch and zoom. You will notice I'm just going to do this really slowly like this. So it starts off really well and you can move it around really well. You can't lift your hand. If you do, it renders and it just blinks a lot. Disadvantages aside, you can make notes directly on the, once we set that, on the PDF. It's a little bit slow, but you can actually do it, and if you X out, it actually saves it onto here. So make sure you make a backup of your PDF before you do that.
So this is the frontlit display. As you can see, it's brilliantly white.
Very good.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed because a lot of e-reader companies get frontlit wrong where it ends up looking bluish.
Right.
It has that sort of pale blue hue.
Looking at the light distribution, I can't really say anything negative. It's actually quite nice border to border. So I'm going to click the center, click the top option bar, and then we'll slide this down to about 75. Look at that.
Now here's where you start seeing some light imperfections.
So now we know where the LEDs are because it's overexposed down here where my pen is pointing. And then, yeah, that's really just about it, actually. I mean, you can't really point out too much negativity with it. There's about 50%. Now you really see it's overexposed. And then we'll just go down a little bit lower, but it starts to get unreadable because, well, you're turning the light off. So just try to find that even, you know, light level that doesn't bother your eyes but still illuminates the screen properly.
You heard our thoughts. We'd like to hear yours. Drop a comment below on this video and let us know what you think about the Touch Lux 3, or if you have one of your own and maybe you want to weigh in on your user experience. Drop a comment, and for a review of the Pocketbook Touch Lux 3 or the 626, my name is Michael.
My name's Peter.
Everybody